Hey, everybody. Getting all my stuff ready here. Kind of wanted to go over today a little bit of Big Brother and what's been going on. Believe today is day 13 in the Big Brother house. If you saw Sunday's episode, you know that Memphis is head of household. Um, and unfortunately, Keisha left. So let's tomorrow night, they will be playing for the veto. I'm going to be giving some spoilers. If you don't want to watch or you don't want to know what the veto is, then I would suggest you move out. But I'm going to tell you some spoilers and what's been going on in the house for the past couple of days. It's been kind of drama filled, and this is not something you're used to in Big Brother because these people don't know each other outside of the house. So now that you have the all stars in the house together, you got Nicole, you got all these people from all different seasons who have met each other, whether it was like a Big Brother reunion or meetings or dinners or whatever they have. They've all met each other sometime or another, but there's obviously a lot of drama going on behind the scenes. And I think this week may end kind of spectacularly in a drama filled way. I don't know. I don't know how this could go. This can go either way. Um, let's just talk about this week. As we saw on Sunday night on Big Brother Christmas, Abbott actually won the safety suite. Hey, Kim Smith, how are you? And when she decided to save somebody, she saved Ian. Now, after I heard about what she decided and what she wanted to do and why she saved Ian, still didn't make a lot of sense to me. Um, but I think it was a good save because I think Memphis would have tried to get out Ian. I think Memphis really wants Ian out of the house because Ian beat Dan and Dan is like his bud. I don't even know if Dan feels that way, but I really like Ian. I hope Ian makes it further than Memphis. Not a fan of Memphis. Um, for tomorrow, the power of veto will be played. The person who has won power of veto, unfortunately, is Memphis. Um, I don't know. We haven't seen the power of veto. The power of veto will be played tomorrow. That we will see. But from what I know, Memphis won. Trying to remember, of course, Nicole A played. And apparently what they said it had to do was with upper body arm strength. And apparently Nicole A has none of that. So I think like she might have been one of the first ones out. But the crazy thing is with Nicole A, like I really wanted to see Nicole A go far, Nicole Anthony. She was on, season 21. I wanted to see her go far. But unfortunately, Nicole, Janelle is trying to set up some kind of alliance with Nicole A, and she's not seeing it for what it is. She thinks Janelle is after her. She thinks Kaser is after her. Oh, Nicole, if you just would have listened to Janelle this time, if you listened to Kaser, you probably could have had a lot going on right now, and you would have the votes to stay. But honest to God, I really don't know at this time whether or not it's going to be for David or for Nicole because Memphis kept the nominations the same. Of course, Memphis. She is paranoid, Kim Smith. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm so glad somebody's in here now chit-chatting with me about this. Thank you. I like Nicole, but she was played so hard last year, and last year was her first year. She's still really young, and she just thinks Janelle's out to get her. Everybody thinks Janelle is out to get them. The whole house is one big paranoia. Everybody is paranoid, sketched out. They have no idea, you know, how to handle this because this is an all-star season. So everybody thinks everybody's systematically working. Cody, now I like Cody Calafiore. I liked him. I liked him in season 16. I think what I've noticed is that he's trying to play like Derek. And as I'm seeing that, that's starting to fail. And now I'm realizing his Derek play is looking a lot like Tyler's play 2 years ago, where he is in every single alliance. Oh, by the way, I think about 4 more alliances were made in the house over the past few days. The amount of alliances, I can't even keep them straight. Don't even ask me. I really don't. Here, I missed this here. Let me see what you said here. Good, thank you. Hope you're doing well. I'm not a fan of Memphis either. I didn't watch the season where him and Dan were in it, although I am going back and starting to watch some old seasons that I didn't watch. I am watching season 14. I didn't watch season 14, but I'm watching it now, like at night and stuff. I'm trying to get a little away from some of the craziness on YouTube, the craziness in the world. And honest to God, Big Brother is the great way of doing it because it's always on, you know? But yeah, poor Nicole A, she's so paranoid. Kim, Cody has made like 6, 7 different alliance with different people. With Enzo, he's going to have the biggest problem, and especially when he makes it, if he makes it to jury, because God only knows who's going to make it. If he makes it to jury, they're going to figure it out, and especially if he's one of the top 2, they're going to be like, I had an alliance with him. I was going to top 2. I was going to go to 2. He's got it with Nicole A. He's got it with Enzo. He's got it with Memphis. These are all his final 2s. So right there, he's making a big mistake and saying, he's got all, and he told Tyler he's final 2. Like, I really don't know what's going on. Like Cody, they need to systematically realign, because I think this is my personal opinion of what's going to happen this week. What's going to happen this week, I do believe Nicole's going to go home. From what I'm hearing, and I don't know if this is true, there might be a house meeting. We all know how house meetings end up. If not, there's a possibility Nicole A will want to go out with a big bang. And I think try to expose Janelle. What? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. And I'm just saying, please, like I'm yelling through the screen, just work with Janelle. Just work with her. Derek, it makes me think that Derek carried, without a doubt, Derek carried him. Cody won quite a few things in season 16, but not enough to make him to the final 2. Honest to God, Frankie won more than Cody did. And then there was a lot of people who kind of coasted to the end in 16. But yeah, I just wish Nicole A would have saw Janelle, because they need the numbers. It's not like they think like Janelle has all this power. Janelle has nothing unless she doesn't have the numbers. And I'm watching Ian, and I hope Ian, I really, really like Ian. And I was watching, and he, on the live feeds, came out that he's on the spectrum. I wasn't necessarily surprised, actually. But I've watched a couple of things this season about Ian, and Ian was kind of saying how he missed maybe some social cues. Maybe he missed this and maybe he missed that. And I'm thinking to myself, obviously he realizes he's not picking up on social things. And then literally that night he came out and said he was on the spectrum, and that he was not that he was proud, but he's not ashamed of it. And at the same time, he says it doesn't define him. Obviously, like, you won season, 14 he won? He won season 14, completely outsmarted Dan, Boogie, everybody. I got to say, do not count Ian. I think Ian still has a lot to do in this game. I think he can work it out. I think it's going to be good for him. As long as he distanced himself from Nicole Franzel, Nicole F from season 16 and 18. She's crying constantly. She needs to go home. Let her go home to Victor. Her and Victor are getting married. And she's so bent. She's bent because Nicole A came to Nicole F. Nicole A ratted out Janelle about what? I don't know. But told Nicole, now Nicole is all bent out of shape about Janelle. Everybody is bent out of shape about Janelle. Obviously, like, Does Janelle have all this power that we don't know about and somebody's not telling us? Because I saw something from Janelle yesterday, just completely shocked me. And this just probably goes to show you how far Janelle has actually come since she first started this game. She was crying to Kaser about Nicole A. not being confident in herself, didn't care that she was throwing her under the bus, but that the fact that she was so paranoid and couldn't confide in anyone to the point that she thinks everything Janelle told her was a lie. And Janelle's heartbroken over this. She's cried over this. It made her sad to think that Nicole couldn't even trust her. And for Janelle, this is big, man. This is big. This is big stuff for her. This is huge, because as if any of us ever seen Janelle in previous, seasons, she's not necessarily the nicest person nor the most sympathetic. Telling you, she's now a mom and married. Things change when you become a mom. And I can tell, like, she talks about her children all the time. She talks about her husband. She is not the same Janelle that we have known and grown to love. But this Janelle, I like this Janelle. And I'm rooting for her and Kaser to go further in this game. And so all these newbies won't come up. So let's talk about the other person on the block, David. For a while there, I thought David was actually playing dumb. I did. I'm thinking, okay, he's playing like he doesn't know. He doesn't know the game. He doesn't know the game. Nicole A. I know. Nicole A is such a good person. I love Nicole A. But the problem is I don't think she's got enough confidence in herself at the moment to even move forward because she can't trust anybody. She can't. And she's beyond paranoid. Like, guys, it's a game. I know. I'm sure if I was in that game, I would cry my eyes out because it's like a pressure cooker in there. Like the drama. I couldn't imagine what it must be like to be in that house and not being able to escape it. It's got to be awful. So back to David. So David's on the block. And was it this week or was it last week? It was one of the days. And he literally looked at Cody and goes, all right, how do we play veto again? You're in All Stars. You're asking how to play veto? I was hoping maybe this was a strategy on his part. Wasn't. He just doesn't know. But I honestly think he's going to be saved. I think Nicole's going to go home. It could get dicey with her going. She might want to, leave a big explosion out there for everybody. Who knows what she's going to do. But if they go after Janelle and Kaser next week, I'm just going to be pissed because that's just obvious. I'm looking for people to really make some good moves. It's All Stars, for crying out loud. Stop going after the weeks. That's easy. That's easy. This is All Stars. It should not be easy. That's what I've been waiting for. Come on. So, yeah, I do believe David's going to have the numbers to stay. David needs to learn this game a little better. That's all. I thought, at least in Sequester beforehand, he would have watched enough and figured. So, I do believe David's going to stay unless something crazy happens in between now and Thursday. Now let's talk about Danny. They're catching on to her. And I said it from the beginning. I thought Danny had what it takes to play and win this game. Yeah, but she's running her mouth a lot. She's getting into issues with Da'Vonne. She's getting into issues with Bailey. She's getting into issues with Janelle. So Danny needs to keep her mouth shut just a little bit more than she's doing because she was doing a good job, but now people are starting to talk. And that was going to, automatically happen. That just happens when you have all these people living in the house and you're trying to figure out where to go. And remember, all these people at least met each other once or twice. Some of them not at all, but like knew them as like celebrities, people they looked up to in the show. We talked about Cody. Here was the one thing about Memphis that really kind of freaking pissed me off. He's such a dictator. He's going through such a power trip. He's still going through a power trip. He's not telling people what he wants. He's not telling people how to vote. Although he's telling Cody, That's it. And of course, Cody's talking around telling everybody else. But I do believe they're planning on keeping David. I think he's got more than numbers than Nicole A. Janelle wants to save Nicole A, even though I don't necessarily know if Janelle is aware of how much Nicole A is talking behind her back. She is aware of somewhat, but I'm not necessarily sure if she's aware completely and fully. David should have watched that's at least just watch the games and figure out the games. Like, don't be going into an all-star season going, how we play this again? Oh my God. Like that I was shocked. I'm like, that he's got to be acting dumb because he played chess with Ian and he beat him. I don't know how to play chess, never learned, but that Ian's extremely intelligent. For David to be able to beat him in chess, he's got to be extremely intelligent as well. So David, come on, pick up the game. I'm hoping this is a little bit of some, playing dumb for the game, but you're not telling us that in the DR. I don't know. Then we got Kevin. Kevin's just kind of sitting back this week. Him and Nicole A are very close. He's trying to get Nicole A to stay. Like, Nicole A was so upset this week that she was really thinking of self-evicting herself. Da'Vonne sat her down. Mama Day, love her. She sat her down, explained to her, go to the DR. That's your safe place. And she's like, you know what? Go to sleep. Go to bed. Everybody's outside. And she did. She actually listened to Da'Vonne. And even Da'Vonne, everyone feels really bad for her. No one's like, ha, 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 this is good, except for Nicole F. I'm telling you, I don't know. Nicole F is not rubbing me the right way this season. I don't know if, she's got the pre-wedding jitters because she's getting married to Victor. I don't know, but not digging her this season. Tyler. It's really hard not to like Tyler. Tyler's awesome. Which I found out, he did not want to play. He did not want to play Big Brother at all. Apparently, he told them no. Angela called him back, called Big Brother back, said he will do it. So he's doing it. And he said, like, if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't be doing it. So he's doing it. He's kind of laying back, still hasn't played his safety suite either. He's kind of picking up on Memphis's dictatorship as well, just like everybody else. But Tyler's so easygoing. Tyler's so nice. Tyler gets along with everybody. That's what I like about Tyler. And he's kind of playing low key right now. And that's what's best for Tyler's game, I think, this season. Let's talk about Bailey. I'm going to tell you, season 16, I don't know. I don't know if it was the whole swaggy C and whatever. She rubbed me the wrong way. I really like her this season. I really like her. She's very nice. Her and Da'Vonne make a great duo couple together. I really would like to see them go far. Yeah, Kim, he didn't want to play. He had no desire to play. It was Angela who forced him to play. She didn't even know that Angela even called Big Brother. And he was just like, oh, God. But he played because, it was an opportunity for them to make more money and stuff like that. So, and Tyler's a great player. He's a really good player. So Bailey and Da'Vonne are duos. They're the final two. They're trying to not make it look like everybody knows they're each other's final two. They're playing the middle of the house right now. They kind of don't know which side to go. They're like, do we go with Janelle and Kaysar? Bailey, I think, wants to go with Janelle and Kaysar, where Da'Vonne has no idea, but Da'Vonne's also aware if we go with these people, we're going to be on the bottom of the list, where Janelle and Kaysar only have 2 people. They could go to the final 4. So if they decide to jump ship and take Ian, which that is a possibility, I hope that works out. I hope they can make something of this, because I would really hate to see all these people who are making the same alliances with the same people. Like Danny and Cody are in so many alliances. I don't know how they're keeping them straight, because I sure as hell am not keeping their alliances straight. All right, so we talked about Nicole F a little bit. We'll talk about Nicole F a little bit more. She's really driving people nuts this year. Crying, constantly crying. Janelle, she thinks Janelle's bullying her. Janelle hasn't done squat to Nicole F. She's crying about everything. Um, I just don't think this is her year. Like, I think she might have been burnt out on Big Brother. Hey, Life Rewinded. Nice to see you. Glad that you could make it. If Bailey and Tyler play it smart, they could be secret partners. I know. I know. Well, here's the thing, they did come to a truce. They did come to an understanding about what happened in season 16. They let it go. And they are slightly working. They're talking game, and they've let everything go. So I have really good hopes for Bailey and Davon. I'm really hoping they go far. I really do. I like them both a lot. But Nicole F just needs to go home. And then she starts bitching about the fact that Janelle is invited to her wedding because they played The Amazing Race together and she was so nice to her, and Janelle is so evil and I can't believe I invited her to my wedding and I need to find out. Victor, if you're seeing this, please retract that invitation. Nicole, it's not about you. She's just trying to save her ass in the Big Brother house. Just come on now. Come on. She's just way too paranoid for her own good. So I honestly, Nicole F needs to go. She needs to go. And Memphis, as I told you, Memphis won veto. I was really hoping to hear somebody else won veto besides Memphis because he's just so power hungry. And I think everybody's kind of sick of him. I'm hoping this time next week that they will be over him and his ass will be up on the block. And Janelle will be thought about like 2 weeks ago and people will forget about Janelle because I really want Janelle and Kaysar to stay in the game for sure. But Memphis can go. Memphis can really go. I'm done. You know who I really like, and he cracks me up, is Enzo. Enzo's hilarious. And get this, Enzo's his biggest fear in life is getting fat. He's like, really? It's like you're going to probably get fat sometime in your life. Like, that should be your biggest fear. But he's like a really skinny dude. I like Enzo. He's totally a Jersey guy. He's kind of playing the middle of the house. He's kind of got a final two with Cody. He's got this and that going on with different alliances, just like everybody else. But he's still playing the middle of the house. He could still be pulled in a different direction if he chooses to. I'm not betting on any of the alliances that are set right now because a lot of people already know what the alliances are and who are in some of the alliances. Like, this is just not going to work out this way. And like I said, they're looking to call a house meeting. If a house meeting is called, it's not going to be good. It's just not. The house meetings. Hey, Turquoise, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. Talking just some Big Brother stuff. I love it. I love talking Big Brother stuff because I hate talking about politics. I hate talking about Corona. I'm talking about something that makes me happy and I enjoy. So, and now I think, honestly, it's only been 2 weeks into the season, but my favorite player of the season, Janelle. I love Janelle. Oh my God, I love Janelle. I don't know. I love her. If they kick her out, I will be so mad. She's not this evil person that she was pretty, and she's pretty much a comp beast. So I'm really hoping for her to make it further in this game and for them to kind of push this Kaysar and Janelle out, start focusing more on some of these people who are really going far, like Cody, Memphis, Nicole F. Let's focus on them. Let's get them out because I'm done. This is Janelle's 4th time on Big Brother. I am hoping she gets to stay. I would like to see her play more. I'm telling you, in the beginning, it looked like it was going to be new school against old school. That was the case, I'd totally be voting for the old school people. But at the same time, I think they're all going to kind of intertwine at some point. I'm glad you're doing this. Oh, I'm so glad I'm doing this. I'm such a huge Big Brother fan, Kim. I love it. And, I've loved it for years. When I became like a really diehard fan was definitely 16. 16 was the year that like completely turned me. 17, meh. 18, good. 19, good. 20 was good. Okay. 21, This one, I'm already happy with the 2 weeks that we're in. Enjoying. The only thing I'm not happy with is Memphis. That's it. Memphis. And that if Nicole A would just take a little bit more confidence in herself and believe Janelle, that Janelle's really trying to help her and not stab her in the back, and run to Nicole F, who actually stabbed you in the front and was like, I ghosted Nicole A. I don't want to go anywhere near her. That was the beginning. I'm sorry. I find Nicole F to be a little stuck up this season. That's very true. And then we got Kaysar. Kaysar, who was on season 6 and season 7. He's working with Janelle. The two of them were supposed to be out the first round, but they played their safety suite. Neither one of them have the safety suite. So if they're smart, they're trying to pull other people in. They're trying to. They just need more. Kim, I like Christmas. I really, really like Christmas, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about Christmas this season. Christmas won the safety suite, which was Sunday, and like I said, she saved Ian, which I was like, but a lot of people were. But I think in the long run, that's only going to benefit her that she did that. But Christmas is kind of still playing the middle of the house, even though she's in that first 6 alliance with Cody. I forget the names. I'm sorry. There's so many different alliances. I can't keep my name on them. But she gotten, I was thinking, God, I just lost where I was. Kaysar. I was talking about Kaysar. So yeah, they have the safety suite. I hope they pull more people in just so they can get the numbers. Memphis being the total idiot he's being, and a total tool towards David, completely a tool bag towards David. I'm hoping to see them build their numbers and get some of these other big players out that are like, I don't want to see Tyler go. I wouldn't mind to see Cody out of there, because I feel like Cody is just trying to play somebody else's game. To me, doesn't mean that this is how it is. This is just my personal opinion. But I do like Cody. I mean, I do like Cody. But I think, I felt so bad for Christmas last time, Kim. She was maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the game and she broke her foot. And I was thinking to myself that season, like, how is she going to play with a broken foot? Well, she really couldn't. But they didn't want to kick her out. And I get that, they kind of need that extra week, I guess, when it comes to network and how things roll out, But yeah, Christmas is kind of playing the middle of the house. I have confidence in Christmas will go a little bit further than she did. Well, she went to 3rd place, but I think she'll get there on her own merit instead of being carried, which, yeah, she was carried the last time, literally, because she had a broken foot. Although, I don't know if anybody remembers her Zingbot when they sang like 12 Days of Christmas about her broken foot. That was freaking funny as hell. I love Zingbot. I hope he comes in early just so he can like roast most of them. That would be fun to watch. And then we got Mama Day. I love Mama Day. Love her so much. Season 17 and 18. I know she did like the challenge on MTV too, but I don't watch that stuff. She came in first season, way too big of mouth running, out the door she went. Season 18, she stopped running her mouth so much, made it to jury. I think we could possibly see her go into final 3 as long as there are no fights and arguments. That's what you have to, you have no idea who these people could have it out. Could be in the HOH, could be that will, from week to week, Big Brother changes and you just never know how it's going to go. Cody didn't take Derek though. Derek took Cody. He did play him, Kim. He did, want to be in the final 2, but why wouldn't you? Derek was totally reading everything. And Cody's like, okay. Cody was quite young. Like, Cody's only 29 now. So Cody was like maybe 25 in season 16, 24. So he was really, really young. So, he's been out doing his own thing. He got into acting a little bit. He was in modeling. He's got the look for modeling. Absolutely. So I'm not sure how much Big Brother he's been watching, but his brother was in it. I think, what was it? Season 19. What was Paulie, they called him. But back to Da'Vonne. I think I have hopes that Da'Vonne will go a little bit further in this game. I'm really hoping for her sake she does. I like seeing her. She's always fun TV to watch, but she's definitely so far she's been playing it low key. But her and Danny have been having some issues right now. I don't I can't fully go into that because I don't know for sure what it's necessarily about. But I know that Danny and Davon are having some issues. As soon as I look at the live feeds and find out a little bit more what's going on, I will come back and let you know. I will definitely go live before tomorrow if I have any more new information. If there's not more information, then I probably won't go live till eviction day, because if there's not much, like I say, they got so much time on their hands in between the veto nomination, like the veto and eviction. Oh, hello. Oh, hold on one second. Sorry, the husband came home. I'm glad he didn't do it. He was never my favorite. Paul was supposed to be. Yes, Paul was supposed to be on the season. Frankie was supposed to be on the season. Derek was supposed to be on this season. There was a lot of people who were supposed to be on the season that aren't on. Here's the thing that's going on around the house. And this went around, I guess, the beginning of the week, that the reason why Derek didn't play. Now, Dan told Janelle the reason why Derek wasn't playing was because of Nicole F. Something she did. He's mad at her. He stated that. He said, "We will resolve this." Now, he's saying it has nothing to do with Big Brother, but the house says otherwise. And Janelle said she heard it from Dan. So I would think Dan would know quite a bit because they were even talking about Dan coming back. Um, yeah, I would have loved to see Dan play. Definitely would have liked to see Dan play. But I would, if you didn't get Dan or Paul or any of them out first, that's on you. Like, because if you haven't noticed from the two of them that they are phenomenal players, you got to get out those players first. And see, that's what I don't understand. These players are like, oh, let's go for the easy people. But that's not, I expect that from a rookie. I don't expect that from an all star, right? I don't. And then poor Keisha went home last week. I would have liked to seen her play a little bit more in this. I really would have. And then we got Ian. And like we've talked about Ian already today. Well, I mean, they have quite a bit, I would say, older people compared to what they normally have. Like Christmas is 38, so she's no spring chicken. Danny's older than I thought she would be. Kevin is 40. Um, let's see. Memphis, I thought Memphis was older than 37. Enzo's 42. Janelle's 40. And Kaser actually just turned 40 in the house. So, yeah, he had a birthday while he was in the house. So, yeah, I am so far I am happy with the season. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I would like to see all of these stupid alliances that they made the first week go away, because they just even Danny, even Danny went up to Nicole F, said, "This is the dumbest alliance I've ever made in my entire life. This is so stupid." At least she notices that. We also agree at home. I'm hoping I want to see a little bit more going on. I want to see them go after bigger players. I want to see them fight that, like, for what they're, that's what they do the best, is that's how they strategize and stay in the house and keep themselves there. Yes, it's not always the best game. You have to lie, you have to do a lot of stuff, but only one person can stay in the end all the way down. Yeah, Kim, it's starting now. I'll tell you what, Kim, it is starting. There is a lot of drama that's going on that is behind the scenes. Um, A lot of drama, like I said, with Janelle and Nicole F. A lot of drama now with Janelle and Nicole A, which that could become an issue. The drama between Derek, well, not Derek, duh, Memphis and David. But you have to have the drama to go both ways. And David's really like, I don't care. Where Memphis is just a total ass. I'm sorry. You know, if he didn't, and he did say, like on Sunday, he's like, I never won HOH, and you become dictator. He became a complete and utter dictator. And I could see how he go, how did I become dictator when I told people they could vote however they want? It was the way he handled it, the way he spoke to people. He did not speak to people, and everybody agrees in the House that, hey, hanging with Mr. J, nice to see you. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a power trip going on, and everybody's pretty sick of it. Tyler was really pissed at him the way he treated David. But it's funny. There's, you got such different generation gaps in this house right now. You got everybody from Generation X to Generation Z. And there's been some talk about the generations in there and how different they all are. And that is very true. Generation Z is completely different than Generation X. I'm a Generation X. So, I mean, I have a lot of people like in my family and stuff who are of the age of 20. I know a lot of kids who are Generation Z. Um, yeah, they're not as some of us, I think, from Generation X were brought up a little bit tougher. I mean, we kind of had no choice. Like, well, we grew up in the 80s. Things you didn't worry about people's feelings or anything like that back then. I tried to, but it was it's they are. We're just two different generations. Well, that still makes you Generation X, I'm pretty sure, Kim. I'm 45, and my sister is turning 50. So, yeah, she's still part of I think my sister's a part of Generation X. I'm pretty sure. What's Generation X again? Generation X is what years? Yeah, your Generation X, 65 to 80. So, welcome to Generation X. That'll be you. Yeah, and I'm not necessarily sure how the generations go, but we're all different as we grow. I'm completely different than what I was in my 20s, and then I am in my 40s. And everybody, you look at Janelle on the show; she's completely different than what she was when she was in her 20s, and most of them are. So everybody changes with time. We grow, we learn, and we hopefully move on as better people. But honestly, that's all I got for Big Brother today, everybody. Um, I've looked at photos of people I went to school and called them old. Right? Mhm. I know. There are some people, you know, I look at them and they haven't aged a day. I'm like, "How is that fair?" And then there's some people I'm like, "Whoa, kind was age wasn't kind to you," but I would never say that to somebody's face. Um, but we're growing older each day. It is the strangest year we've ever seen in our anybody's lifetime, and it's just a matter of how we handle it, I guess. I'm not even sure, but I'm just trying to get through it. At least I got away with my kids and my best friend, and we got to go up in the mountains, and it was beautiful. It was so nice, and I unplugged, and it was wonderful. I'd do anything. Like, that was the best vacation because I was terrified to take my kids to the beach here in New Jersey because there's just no social distancing, and I am worried for my oldest daughter because she's got diabetes, and I also have, pre-existing conditions that could I just all of this I don't know, everybody's all over the board. I listen to my healthcare workers. I listen to my friends who are nurses. One of my closest friends from high school is a respirational therapist, and they're the people who I'm listening to when it comes to corona, and that's why, that was it. That was all we were doing. We went to this place that had like 140 units up in the Poconos, and It was so gorgeous, and maybe 20 units were there. And my friend and I went for a walk, and there was nobody there, no cars, no nothing. But due to the fact they're not allowed to rent them out, it's a gated community. It totally reminded me of like the Dirty Dancing Catskills scene, but it wasn't the Catskills. It was Elk Mountain in Pennsylvania, but it was really cool. My kids loved it. I loved it. Got out swimming, rested on a lake in a raft. Everybody should do that once in a while. It's fun until, your friend's kid comes over and knocks you over into the lake. I'm not a lake swimmer. I'm not like an ocean swimmer. I just like a pool. I am an introvert and I'm still getting out into the world. Exactly, Kim. You got to get out, and I'm definitely an extrovert. So staying home for me is like hell. So that's why when Big Brother was coming on, I'm like, yes, that's 3 days a night, 3 days a week, 3 days. So that helps. That helps till like what? It'll be till like October, November. Yeah, turquoise. It was so nice. It was. And I wasn't expecting to go, but my friend invited me up and we had such a great time. It was a really good time. And it was just nice just to, if honest to God, it felt like when I was there, it felt like I got away from the country for a while and it felt good. It was quiet, it was peaceful. And then we got to see a meteor shower. That was really cool. The meteor shower was definitely cool. We saw that the first night we were up there, but the second night was supposed to be the bigger night of the meteor shower, but it never happened because it rained, so you can't see it. But I am going to keep up on all Big Brother information. I'm watching the live feeds. I am watching whatever I can to bring you guys whatever information I can. I'm going to keep doing this, but I'm going to keep doing spoilers. And because not everybody has live feeds and stuff like that. So at least this is something I can do. Maybe a little break from the monotony of YouTube and the monotony of 2020. That's for sure. Thanks for coming, Turquoise Kim, Mr. Hanging with Mr. J. I thank you guys so much. Whoever, let me see, Hanging with Mr. J. Turquoise. Thank you guys. Kim Smith. It's awesome. I'm so glad Life Rewinded even came in. Thanks, Life Rewinded. Thanks, everybody. Anybody who doesn't even feel like chatting, trust me, I know how that feels. I've been in chats and you're just like, I don't feel like typing. So you just listen. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. I plan on doing this, and hopefully I'll get better and better because this is my first time actually doing recaps of Big Brother. I thought about doing it last year. I'm kind of glad I didn't because I really didn't like last year. It wouldn't have gone well for me because I really didn't care for a lot of people in that house. But due to the fact there's not much vacationing going on now, I only had like that 3 days a week, 3 days away. That was perfect. That's all I needed. It was a nice break from my house. And now we have to get ready for homeschool. Yeah, my kids were supposed to go back at least 2 days a week, and now that's not going to happen. But, this is just a strange year. And this is what I'm doing to keep myself going, because if I don't, I'm going to fold up and just be a complete mess. And I don't want to be that person. Trust me. So thanks everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow with a new update. If there's anything good and I'm sure there's a house meeting. Oh, hell. If there is a house meeting, I will be going live immediately. And I will let you know exactly what happens, because I'm really afraid that Nicole A. might really want to expose Janelle. That's a possibility. It really is. They've been talking about it. If it happens, I will definitely be on here to let you know everything, because we know how house meetings go. Last house meeting was, I think, Bailey and Tyler, and that didn't go well at all. And that was season 20. That went bad. And look, they're playing the game together and all is forgiven. Love seeing that. Thanks again, everyone. I will see you guys tomorrow, and enjoy your Wednesday. See ya.